Hiya, welcome back to Tutor on a Bike. Today is a kind of midweek ramble. I was out with the Haggis Whisperer a couple of weekends ago, and we were up to Lochdoon, and I was absolutely freezing. I think it's an age thing. I'm now in my 60th year. I was 59 just the other day, so I think it maybe is an age thing, because boy did I ever feel the cold. It was unbelievably cold, to the extent that when I got back to the house it took me a good couple of hours and a couple of cups of coffee and basically sitting on the radiator to get myself warmed up. I was bone marrow cold. So I never used to get that. That's why I say I think it's perhaps an age thing. And I think it's I don't want to stop riding when it's cold, because let's face it, the summer season in Scotland or in Britain as a whole is short enough. So I thought it was time to take some steps to keep myself warm. So Graham let me try. He had a pair of RST heated gloves, which he let me try, and I was so impressed with those. I bought a pair and I've got them on just now. They're just at the medium setting, but even that's a little bit too hot. I'll turn them down when I stop and just have them on the minimum setting, but they are utterly superb. They were reasonably expensive. I'm not going to mention the price just in case the wife watches this, but they were reasonably expensive, but from the little test that I've had just now, I think they're going to be worth every penny. So that was step one, because I think I've mentioned in a previous video I've got Raynaud's in my fingers, a couple of my fingers, and I really can't afford to let them go properly cold. I'll end up with frostbite. I'm glad there was nobody there beside that puddle when I came past. Got soaking. So yeah, so I bought the gloves, and that was the first step. Now I've been out 2 or 3 times on the bike since since I met up with Graham. I haven't been filming because it's just normal, routine day-to-day trips to do things. So I also had a cheap Amazon, what would you call it, heated vest. It ran off a power pack that you would use to charge your phone, and it was kind of okay, except that the front of my body was roasting, but my back was absolutely freezing. So I decided it was time to get something a little bit better, and I could have bought the same kind of thing again, but they seem to be a bit hit or miss. My wife's got one, and hers heats at the back and not the front, and I've got one that it heats at the front and not the back, and they're just not that reliable. I think they're just cheap Chinese things. So I bought myself a heated waistcoat that plugs into the bike. It's a Keis, I don't know, Keis. It plugs into the bike. I've got it set in medium just now, and again, if anything, it's slightly too hot, so when I stop I'm going to turn it down. And the last thing I decided I was going to investigate the possibility of a heated seat, because some of the bikes I looked at when I bought this one had heated seats, and I always thought, nah, that's a waste of time. My bum really doesn't get cold, but my whole body was so cold that other weekend that I thought I'll investigate the possibility. So I looked at getting a heated seat for the bike, and it was really awful expensive for what it was. I think a second-hand one was about 250 odd quid, and apparently you have to make sure that your bike's got the wiring for it, and then you have to take it to BMW to get it programmed in, and you know, you're talking probably, I don't know, 300 or 400 quid by the time you get it working, and it's not worth that to me. So, as usual, onto AliExpress and had a wee look, and they had various heated seat pads. I didn't want it on all the time. I didn't want to undo the vinyl from the seat and somehow install a heated seat pad and all. I just didn't fancy doing that. So what I was looking at is something that just sits on the top. So I'll show you that when we stop. So I've got it on just now, and I've got it on full, and I'm absolutely, my arse is roasting. Way too hot. It's got 3 positions. I've set it on the highest, and it's way too hot. I thought, being a cheap Chinese thing, it wouldn't be that good, but my God, it's bloody awesome. So I'll turn that down again when I stop. So in my bid to stay warm, come on, mister. I've spent a little bit, but what a difference. It's chalk and cheese. Now, it's not as cold as it was when I was out with Graham. It's 9 degrees according to the dashboard here. There is quite a lot of wind. And so there is quite a wind chill. I don't know what the real feel is, but when you're standing about, it is very, very cold. But on the bike, I am absolutely roasting. I'm too hot, if anything, so I'm going to have to turn things down. It is an experiment, so I just want to try the gear out before I actually have to use it. So the waistcoat, my goodness, it's roasting. So I'm going to have to find a place to stop fairly soon because my nuts are cooking. But I'll show you the thing I'm kind of most impressed with. Okay, yes, the gloves are good and the waistcoat's good, but at the price of them, they bloody should be. The seat pad is cheap and cheerful and terrifically effective. So we'll see if we can find a space to stop up here. Busy. I know where I'll stop. There's a place along the road here. It's quite nice. Provided there's nobody there. I've not quite got over the sort of embarrassment of walking about talking to a camera if there's other people about. I just still feel embarrassed. And I'm sure nobody gives a monkeys, but it can't help how you feel. Oh, I might still be in a 30. Oops. Not sure. Err on the side of caution. Yeah, I was still in a 30. There we are. As Teapot one would say, Nationals! Just while we're heading to our little stopping point here, someone who shall remain nameless very kindly pointed out a thing, for want of a better word. It was a way to kind of hide the dashboard, the speed on the dashboard, by using a polarising filter. And basically, if you turn the polarising filter to a certain direction, the light from the display, the dashboard, the TFT or whatever, goes away. And the demonstration that the person did was excellent. but I had polarising filters, so I thought I'm going to give that a try. So out into the garage I went and tried it, and it works beautifully with the Chiggy. So if you turn the polarising filter to the right direction or the right orientation, the Chiggy goes completely blank on the camera. Obviously I can still see it, but the TFT was stubbornly still visible, and nothing I could do to make that go away. So I'm not quite sure why. I know the TFT has got a kind of matte coating on it. Maybe it's something to do with that, I don't know. The Chiggy's still, bump. The Chiggy's still shiny, so it could be something to do with that. Have I missed this place where I was going to stop? I think I might have. Bloody rain's coming on to big puddle. So yeah, the polarising filter didn't work for my TFT, which is a shame. I'll better wipe you. There you are. Hopefully you can see a bit better. Wasn't forecast for any rain today. I'm not quite sure why we ended up with some. It's not a lot. Oh, this is the place I want to go, I think. Yeah, this is it. Hopefully there's nobody else there. Wonderful, not a soul. My bike's going to get filthy. Bugger, not to worry. Right, here we are. So we stopped here, just a little kind of picnic area, I guess. An RAC van here. This bit gets filled up with bloody camper vans in the summertime, but I can understand why when you scan round here to have a look at the view. Isn't this nice? Especially with the sun's out. Sky makes it quite atmospheric. I'm just holding this by hand, so sorry if it's a bit shaky. Isn't this nice? Looking over the Solway coast. So what I wanted to show you was my seat pad, particularly because I'm massively impressed with it. This is it here. I don't know if you can see it. The light's not very good. It just velcros on. Velcro ties under the seat. It connects to the battery. It's got two positives and an earth. The two positives are one's for the heating element and one's for the little light that comes on to show you what position you're on in terms of heat level. Now, I didn't want yet another thing plugged into the battery, and it is a temporary thing. It's got a plug underneath the seat that I can disconnect it and take the pad off, but I didn't particularly want to have another thing wired into my battery, or what I call my power takeoff down the bottom there. So what I've done, and I don't know if you can see it there, I've just cut off the ends and connected it to my trickle charger connection, and that's how it runs, and I can take it off if I don't want it. It's not waterproof, that connection obviously. I could put waterproof connections on it, but to be honest, I don't really try to go out in the rain, so I'll put it on if it's cold, and if it's raining I might not go out. If it's cold and raining, I'm taking the car. So fantastic thing. You switch it on, press it and hold it, it comes on. I don't know if you can see that. It's red, it's got a blue and a green. Red, blue, green. Yeah, so red's high, blue's medium, green's low, and it is, or the other, I don't know. I had it on red. It kind of regulates itself, but I've taken it off, or I'll manually put it onto, well, I'll try green. No sure. Red, blue. I'm guessing blue must be the coldest, so I'll try that on the way home. Press and hold to switch it off. Do you know what though? £15 that cost me on AliExpress, and it is utterly, utterly tremendous. Brilliant thing. If you're eagle-eyed, you'll have seen my new connection for my heated vest, which just sits in there, and that'll get tucked under the seat if I'm not needing it. so no problems there. And my new RST heated gloves, my God, probably the biggest game changer of the whole lot for keeping warm. Brilliant things. I've only had them on medium, and even that was too hot for the kind of 9 degrees or so that we've got just now. So there we are, my bid to stay warm in my dotage in my old age.